What if I told you there was an MLB player that single-handedly won the World Series? Sounds impossible, right? Well, not for Madison Bumgarner. In 2014, he was unbeatable on the mound, destroying each team that came in his path to lift the San Francisco Giants to their third World Series title in 5 years. But how was one player able to single-handedly lift his team to glory? And why is it unlikely we'll ever see that kind of postseason dominance again? Entering the 2014 season, Bumgarner had all the pressure in the world. You see, despite excelling the year before, finishing with a .277 ERA and a 9th place finish in Cy Young voting, the Giants fell short of the playoffs. Being the ace of the rotation, it was up to him to get his team back on track. And from the start of the season, he held that responsibility with pride.
2 balls, 2 strikes. And that's in on the hand. That is also strikeout number 10 for Madison Bumgarner. Today he has dominated, 10 strikeouts, 6 hits and just 1 run.
In just his second start, he stormed into his bitter rival's park and was excellent, striking out 10 batters as the Giants cruised to victory. But in April, he was only warming up. In May, he was practically untouchable. Pitching to the tune of a .208 ERA in 6 starts, he was the easy choice for Pitcher of the Month. It just seemed like he could do it all, even on the offensive side.
That ball is hit high and deep to left field. Adios! A grand slam! Bumgarner's 3rd career homer, and this one was a grand salami.
He was lights out on the mound, and at the plate, he was better than most hitters. The perfect combination to get his team back on course for October baseball. But after jumping to a 10-game lead in the division by early June, they struggled to keep pace in the second half, including multiple 4-game losing streaks and an abysmal 1-9 stretch to allow the Dodgers to swoop in and take the NL West crown.
Ground ball in the hole, nice pick by Barney to throw him out. And there it is, the National League Western Title Division winners.
It was disheartening to let up the division in the second half. Now their season would come down to the best of 1 wild card.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to as loud a ballpark as there is in baseball. The Giants have their best on the mound tonight, the big left-hander, Madison Bumgarner, a guy who's had an outstanding season, won 18 games, and he's the horse. He's the easy choice for Bruce Bochy in this game.
Manager Bruce Bochy relied on Bumgarner throughout the season. It wasn't a surprise when he received the ball, but there was uncertainty surrounding his start. Out of his 31 outings, the Pirates' bats gave him the most trouble, lighting him up for 5 runs in only 4 innings, and playing in Pittsburgh was only going to make it more challenging.
It was probably the loudest I can remember a stadium being, even before the game started.
The roar of the crowd would startle many, but not Bumgarner. He already pitched in 2 World Series. The pressure of a wild card was nothing he hadn't seen and conquered before.
Strike 3, and Walker knew it. And Bumgarner gets him. 3rd strikeout of the night for the big lefty.
Well, Snyder hits lefties good, but not many lefties are as good as Madison Bumgarner.
Bumgarner on a roll. Through 3, we are still scoreless.
He was as close to perfect through 3 innings, only facing 1 batter over the minimum and stranding him at first base. His counterpart, Edinson Volquez, however, started to find trouble in the 4th.
Not going. And it's high, ball 4, and the bases are loaded with nobody out.
With the bases loaded and nobody out, the Giants had a golden opportunity to strike first. The batter given the task was Brandon Crawford, a shortstop mostly known for his elite defense. In this moment though, he would need to come up big at the dish. It didn't help that Volquez quickly jumped ahead with 1 ball and 2 strikes. For the season, Crawford's average fell below 200 after reaching 2 strikes, which meant he would have to dig deep in order to make the breakthrough.
And the curveball is hit high and deep to right field. It is gone!
Brandon Crawford has launched a grand slam, and the Giants have taken a 4-0 lead and totally silenced this crowd.
After the ball jumped off his bat, the atmosphere inside the stadium grew tame, and with 4 runs on the board, Bumgarner had room to work with.
And he gets him swinging. Number 6 on the night for Bumgarner.
You wonder why he can get, strike out so many guys and only have a low pitch count, because he's hitting the spot on almost every pitch. And there you see it, up and in, down and away to a lefty. He's controlling all quadrants of the plate.
How do you get a pitcher as good as this guy who's in a rhythm like this out of his rhythm?
Batter after batter, inning after inning, he was on his game, silencing the Pirates' bats through 9 shutout innings.
Buster Posey puts the squeeze on it, and the San Francisco Giants have defeated the Pittsburgh Pirates and advanced on to the National League Division Series.
It was unbelievable, and it kind of jump-started our postseason for us.
With the weight of their season riding on his shoulders, Bumgarner delivered when it mattered most. But while he did extend their October run, the Giants would have to fare without their ace for the first few games of the divisional round. And this time, their opponents wouldn't be so forgiving. Led by Anthony Rendon, Jason Worth, and Adam LaRoche, the Nationals had bats that could compete with most. But it was actually their pitching staff which stole the show. As a group, they led baseball with a 3.03 ERA, and once games got late, their bullpen was virtually unhittable. It was set to be a daunting challenge for the wildcard winners, but they kept pushing. They took a narrow 1-run victory in Game 1 and battled through 18 innings to take the second. On the verge of victory, they felt confident, especially as Bumgarner took the hill in the potential clincher.
And on the mound for the Giants, a 25-year-old two-time All-Star who has already shined this postseason, Madison Bumgarner.
He is what the Giants need if they're going to close this game out.
As Bumgarner and Doug Fister took the mound, most anticipated a low-scoring game, but the Giants were able to load the bases in the second. With 2 outs though, it was all up to Bumgarner.
The next 1-2. Struck him out, and Doug Fister is in and out of trouble in the Giants' half of the second.
A single would have given the Giants the lead and flipped the lineup over. Instead, Fister was able to work his way out of trouble, and it proved to be a critical mistake as he found a groove during the next few innings. And while Bumgarner would match him inning for inning, the 7th brought trouble of his own.
Bunted back to Bumgarner. He's going to go to third and throws it away. Desmond comes in to score. The ball still free in the bullpen. Harper didn't pick it up till late, but he'll score anyway. 2-0 Nationals.
He worked himself into trouble and dug himself into an even deeper hole when he threw the ball away, allowing the Nationals to take the first lead of the night. And with Fister dealing late into the game, their deficit proved to be insurmountable.
And there will be at least 4 games in this division series.
Bumgarner held the loss over his head, but the truth was, allowing 3 runs over 7 innings should have been good enough to win. His teammates knew it and looked to pick him up in Game 4.
The 3-0. The 0-2 to Panic is bounced to LaRoche. He'll flip it to Gio Gonzalez covering. A run comes in to score. 2-0 Giants.
With the Giants' bats getting on the board early, Ryan Vogelsong and company had enough to pitch their way into the championship round.
On the ground to second. Panic to Belt, and the Giants are going back to the National League Championship Series.
The Giants looked lifeless during the dog days of summer, leaving many to wonder if they'd even sneak into the postseason. But after clawing their way in as the very last seed, they stunned the Pirates in the wild card, then toppled the Eastern Division champions in the NLDS. And now with the pennant on the line, they faced a familiar foe in the St. Louis Cardinals. During the 2012 NLCS, the Giants overcame a 3-1 deficit to shock the Cardinals. Now given the opportunity of a rematch, the Birds were eager to settle the debt. With Bumgarner on the mound for Game 1, it was his job to not let that happen.
Against one of the game's best. He is young. He just turned 25, but he's got all this experience. He is tough. He is the guy the Giants want on the mound to start this LCS.
It was a battle of aces with Adam Wainwright on the mound for the Cardinals. But while Bumgarner found success early, the Giants' bats overwhelmed the right-hander.
Clear to left. That ball might drop. It is down for him. 1 run scores. Blanco. Carpenter kicks it. 1 run scores. It's 2-0.
After his offense scored 3 runs, Bumgarner ran away with it, tossing zeros on the scoreboard throughout the next few innings. It wasn't until the 7th before he ran into trouble.
He's on with a base hit with second hit of the night. And now with 2 on and 1 out.
For the first time all night, the Cardinals put 2 men on to bring the tying run at the plate in Kolten Wong. But Bumgarner remained fearless, attacking him with a nasty cutter off the plate.
Chasing this one off the plate. Look at the break on this ball. Breaking 3 feet.
For strike 2, he went to his 4-seamer, and to put him away, he went back to his cutter.
Chunker right side, the race to the bag, and got him on a tag.
There was some controversy surrounding the play on whether or not Bumgarner blocked Wong from getting to first. In the end though, the out was upheld. Now all he needed was one more to escape the jam. But with both runners advancing, Tony Cruz was a single away from driving in 2 runs. For his career, Cruz was a well below average hitter, now thrusted into the most crucial spot of the game against one of the greatest postseason performers in baseball history. Surprisingly though, he started a battle, fouling off some tough pitches.
Good swing by Cruz. It's 1-2.
Cruz was fighting for his life, but in the end, Bumgarner's arsenal overpowered him.
And a strikeout follows. Bumgarner has shut out the Cardinals on 4 hits through 7.
With Cruz sat down swinging, it proved to be the last obstacle the Giants would face before taking the opener.
Makes the stop. Throw perfect. And the Giants take game 1.
Another great night for Bumgarner on the big stage, the bright lights of October.
Bumgarner continued to write new chapters in the book of his postseason dominance, and for the first time that October, he brought his playoff mystique back home to San Francisco.
Anybody hotter than Madison Bumgarner right now in baseball? The answer to that is no, not on the mound anyway. You know what you're getting from him.
Game 5 brought a rematch between the club's 2 aces, but this time their missions couldn't have been more different. But first, a quick word for today's sponsor, Kalshi. Kalshi is the first and biggest federally regulated prediction market in the US, approved by the CFTC. Unlike a sportsbook, it's not you against the house. It's an exchange where people can trade directly with each other. And the best part, you can legally trade on outcomes, including MLB games and props in all 50 states. Yes, even places like California and Texas where traditional sports betting isn't allowed. Here's how it works. Every contract pays out $1 if you're right. Say you buy at 40 cents and it hits. That's 60 cents profit. And because it's live, you can even sell mid-game to lock in profit or cut losses. Right now, you can purchase shares of who you think will win the World Series. At the moment, the Dodgers and Phillies are leading the way, while my Blue Jays sit at 11%, which means if I place $50 worth of shares and they go on to win the World Series, the payout would be $455, which is pretty good because my Blue Jays are definitely going all the way. And by using my code GREENLIGHT, you get $10 free when you sign up and trade $100. Alright, thank you Kalshi, now back to the video. Bumgarner was pitching for a ticket to Kansas City and a spot in the World Series, while Wainwright was fighting to keep the Cardinals season alive and force a return to St. Louis. Early on though, both pitchers struggled.
Ishikawa over his head. 1 run will score, that's Cruz. That is hit down the line and right at the wall. It is gone. And defensively, here's Cruz. The Cardinals lead it 3-2.
I think I've seen more mistakes from Bumgarner so far early in this game than he made totally in game 1, and he knew right away.
Through 4 innings, the Cardinals led 3-2, and after both pitchers found themselves during the next few, the score remained that way late into the game.
Not well hit. Blanco to his right.
Madison Bumgarner has retired 13 Cardinals in a row.
With only 6 outs to play, the Giants' chances were dwindling, especially with all-star setup man Pat Neshek into the game. To combat this move, Bruce Bochy leaned toward Mike Morse to pinch hit. Morse had missed almost all of September, but was powerful when healthy, and in this moment, they needed him to tap into his power more than ever.
The 1-1. That's hammered into left. Morse off the bench. Tie game.
And Michael Morse hits the long ball that Bruce Bochy was hoping he'd hit.
Against Neshek, the Giants looked dead in the water, but now they were right back in it. And with the home crowd growing even louder, Pablo Sandoval started a 9th inning rally.
That's into right, a base hit. And the winning run is on.
Sandoval got the inning started with a single, and following a branded belt walk to put 2 men on, a base hit could win the game, but Travis Ishikawa took it upon himself to go the extra mile, literally.
Travis Ishikawa hits one into right. The Giants win the pennant.
And Travis Ishikawa is being clobbered by his teammates.
What a scene here in San Francisco.
As the ball soared into the dark October sky, the Giants players stormed the field in celebration, with one man receiving the most praise.
The National League Championship Series most valuable player, Madison Bumgarner.
After 15 2/3 innings with only 3 runs allowed, he rightfully deserved the award. But he understood there were bigger and better things awaiting him in the World Series. In order to finish the job, they would have to go through the Kansas City Royals, a group of guys that didn't overpower their opposition with star power. Instead, their gritty style of play propelled them past the Athletics in the wild card, Angels in the divisional, and Orioles in the championship. In fact, they had yet to lose a game in the postseason. Yeah, safe to say the Giants were in for a tough matchup, but with Bumgarner tagged as a Game 1 starter, they felt as if anything was possible.
Guys, if you want somebody who is young and knows how to win this time of year, there's nobody better than Madison Bumgarner.
26 2/3 consecutive scoreless innings in the postseason on the road. That's an all-time record.
He already expressed his lack of anxiety when pitching in the postseason, but to calm his nerves even further, his team tacked on 3 runs before he even stepped foot on the diamond.
Drives the ball. Kane's on his horse going back. Looking up. Way back. And goodbye home run.
Hunter Banks with a 2-run shot and a 3-0 first inning lead in Game 1.
As the Giants took a quick lead, the momentum immediately swayed into the away team's dugout. But only a few innings later, the Royals looked destined to take it back.
That's down toward the corner. Infante will dig for third. Hence plays it well. They'll hold the runner on a double by Moustakas.
With Omar Infante and Mike Moustakas both in scoring position, Bumgarner was in a jam with nobody out. But instead of shying away, he attacked the next batter with fastballs in the zone before elevating one for strike 3. 1 down, still plenty of work to be done, but a good start. And he continued to pepper the next batter with strikes before finishing him off with a sword.
So in a strikeout situation, Bumgarner comes up big.
The Royals were the toughest team to strike out in the majors. Bumgarner was just on his game. The Royals knew they needed to score at least 1 that inning, because there wouldn't be many more opportunities with Bumgarner on the mound, and right away, they paid the price.
Battle to the plate, now shoots one into center. An RBI base hit to make it 4-0 San Francisco.
His hard work was immediately repaid as the Giants padded their lead the very next inning. And as he sat down 12 batters in a row, the National League winners comfortably took Game 1. But without their ace on the mound, the Giants struggled to maintain their lead.
That's hammered into left. Off the bat of Infante. It's going to the at-bat. Is shot into center field. Here comes Gordon. Ripped into left, but hard hit. They're going to bring Kane to the plate. Royals back on top.
With their backs against the wall for the first time all postseason, they fought back from an early deficit with 10 unanswered runs to win Game 4. Now, all eyes turned once more to their ace to lead the way.
Mad Bum, as they call him, on regular rest, ready to go tonight to try and take a 3-2 lead. He knows how to shine in October.
It was the Royals' second time facing Bumgarner in 5 days, but the way they looked at the plate, it's like they were seeing him for the very first time.
All 3, Moustakas, Infante, and Gerard Dyson is in control, in charge.
Similar to Game 1, the Giants got on the board early, but Bumgarner didn't fizzle out in the 7th. No, this time he went the distance.
Left side, Sandoval. Double clutch, got it! And the shutout from Madison Bumgarner.
And the Giants are 1 win away from their 3rd World Series championship in 5 years.
Nobody could do it quite like him. For the Giants, it was a blessing to have him anchor their rotation, but that also meant when he wasn't on the mound, the drop-off was evident.
That is it. 1 run score. Fly ball into shallow right, might drop and win. 1 run scores. Here comes Escobar. Into the gap in right center. Blanco will not get there. 7-0.
Almost like a magician, magic is gone tonight.
With 7 runs in the second inning, the game was as good as over, setting up the pivotal winner-take-all matchup.
And one of the big questions everybody wants to know is, will Madison Bumgarner pitch in this game?
The Giants will have Madison Bumgarner available coming out of the bullpen if necessary.
We're already talking about the bullpen. The game hasn't even started.
The game hadn't even started, and yet all the talk was about Bumgarner's potential relief appearance, because everyone knew that if he came into the game with a lead, he was never going to give it back.
Broken bat, base hit into right. 1 run scores. Pence will go to third.
And the Giants are back ahead 3-2.
Up 3-2 in the fourth, the game plan was working perfectly, allowing Bumgarner the opportunity to get loose.
Got the call and had about a half inning to get ready. A little short for me, but in Game 7 of the World Series, you don't have too much of a problem getting loose.
Groans emerged from the 40,000 Royal supporters as Bumgarner entered the game, but the question remained. Could he continue his dominance after throwing 117 pitches just 3 days prior? Or would the fatigue of throwing over 250 innings on the season start to shine through? Well, after facing his first batter, it seemed like the latter would be the outcome.
That's in the air to right. Leadoff man is on.
Was it the wrong move to throw him into the game? Many begged the question after Infante led off the inning with a single. But Bochy trusted his ace, and Bumgarner knew it was time to battle.
Strikes out, and Bumgarner adds another scoreless inning.
With Infante left stranded in scoring position, confidence grew for Bumgarner as he annihilated the Royals' bats, going 1-2-3 in the 6th, 7th, and 8th innings.
He got on a roll and was just as sharp and dominant as he was in Game 5.
4 shutout innings for Madison Bumgarner. And the Giants are 1 out away.
He was 1 out away, but when hope was at its highest, he and the Giants were faced with a cruel reality check.
That's in the air to left center. That ball is down. And it gets past. Gordon is going to dig for third. A mistake in the outfield. And he will hold there with 2 out, representing the tying run.
The usual steady glove of Gregor Blanco misjudged Gordon's fly ball, which allowed the speedster to advance to third base. Now, with 90 feet separating them from a tie game, the baseball world turned toward Bumgarner. He had come through numerous times before, but now he would be required one final time.
Popped up, send the ball, in foul territory, Giants win for the 3rd time in the last 5 years, and their hero, Madison Bumgarner.
One of the greatest World Series pitchers the game has ever seen.
Thank you for watching till the end of the video. If you enjoyed, please make sure to subscribe. And if you would like to keep watching, how about my video on the 2010 San Francisco Giants, a team that was criticized for not being able to score runs, yet won the World Series. To find out how, click the video on your screen now.